tarik 20 arawetab Mut kenyitab 2025 akunotok kotochin asikobit ketestai ak tetutioni keker akobo tuguk chetesetai eng komoswek cheterter chebo emet. Nomite tuwai eng betutab raini kwane Bernard Tanoi ara itagat kitaune logoiwek chok anan tetutioni bo Kass Mashinani kebeberta noton nebo Mukuru eng county nebo Nairobi ole indochin eng nguno President William Ruto igorta noton nebo kokoitoetab korik chetai eng biik chetai korik choton chebo affordable housing chekokowonge ako eng rani ko kikochin biik choton kokwal korik choton. Mitei Ruto koboto ofisek cheterter chebo serikali akunotok ko ngeker akekas akobo kit netesetai eng igorata bo kokoitoetab korik choton chebo affordable housing koityi biik chetai chokokwal korik choton.
Asante DJ. Asante. Naomba tafadhali Madam CS tafadhali ujoin rais pale pamoja na PS na mwenyekiti wa halmashauri ya affordable housing tafadhali join hapo nyuma. Alafu namuita CEO wa Affordable Housing Board tafadhali njoo uketi kwenye kiti cha left. CEO Affordable Housing Board keti kwenye kiti cha left. Haraka haraka tafadhali. Haraka tafadhali. Wakili Marilyn Kioko. Alafu naita beneficiary wa kwanza. Beneficiary wa kwanza ambaye anakuja kutia saini ni Timothy Malonza. Tumpigie makofi anapokuja kuketi Timothy. Timothy tafadhali chukua nafasi uketi. Kama tunavyoona Mheshimiwa Rais, tusimame tu hapo hapo, tusiende. Tusimame tu hapo hapo. Kinachoendelea sasa ni kwamba beneficiary wa kwanza wa nyumba hizi za New Mukuru Estate, Timothy Malonza, anaongozwa na wakili Marilyn Kioko kutia saini mkataba, na kwenye mkataba huu pia CEO wa Affordable Housing Board anashuhudia. Mheshimiwa Rais, huyo ni beneficiary wa kwanza amesign. Sasa inapewa CEO wa Affordable Housing Board naye pia atie kidole pale. Alafu wana pose kwa ajili ya picha. Asante. Tukimaliza hapo, Penina Ndegi atakuwa anaingia kusign. Nafikiri Timothy anaweza kuondoka. Timothy, tumpigie Timothy makofi mazuri. Timothy makofi. Anayeingia sasa ni Mama Penina Ndegi, ni mmiliki wa nyumba hapa katika New Mukuru Estate, naye anatia saini ya kwamba amekubali kumiliki. CEO anapewa naye atie saini. Ikumbukwe kwamba takriban Wakenya 1080 kutoka Mukuru Estate hivi leo wamejipatia nyumba katika New Mukuru Estate. Asante. Na baada ya Penina Ndegi, Wa mwisho kwa sasa kuweza kutia saini ni Stephen Odhiambo. Kumbuka kwamba ni wengi lakini tumechukua wachache kwa sababu ya muda. Stephen Odhiambo anakwenda kuketi atie saini mkataba wake. Haya. Nitaomba sasa kwa heshima tu na unyenyekevu tafadhali viongozi tulio hapa kwenye jukwaa tusimame pale kando kidogo tutoe nafasi kwa rais na wale wamesaini. Wale ambao mmetia saini msimame na mheshimiwa rais tupige picha. Viongozi kama tunaweza step aside kidogo tu ndio tupate hiyo picha ya rais na wale wamesaini. Meza iondoke. Aya, viongozi tu step aside tuache rais na wale wamesaini. Aya, tuwapigie makofi wananchi, tuwapigie makofi. Mukuru hoye! New Mukuru Estate hoye! Asanteni sana. Hivi sasa basi mheshimiwa rais, kazi kwako, tunakuruhusu uweze kutuhutubia. Tumkaribishe rais kwa makofi mazuri. Makofi.
Aya. New Mukuru Estate hoye! Kanairo hoye! New Mukuru Estate hoye! Watu wa Mukuru hamjambo? Bwana Yesu asifiwe! Assalamu alaikum! Haya, wale wako na viti tunaweza kuketi chini. Niko na taarifa fupi ambayo nitasoma kwa sababu siku ya leo ni siku ya muhimu sana kwa watu wa Mukuru, kwa Njenga, kwa Ruben, watu wa Riara, watu wa Marigoine na wale wengine wote ambao wametoka sehemu mbalimbali kuingia katika estate hii mpya ya Mukuru New Estate. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a day like today that we are powerfully reminded why we wake up early, work late, and make bold choices and take difficult decisions. It is on a day like this that the long hours and the heavy responsibilities make sense to each and every one of us. When our hard work translates into dignity for the people, and when our sacrifices bear fruit in the lives of ordinary Kenyans, we know, without a doubt, that the effort is worth it. Today marks a turning point, not only for the residents of Mukuru kwa Njenga, kwa Ruben, and Marigoine, but also for all Kenyans who have been left behind for far too long. I have no doubt that many years from now, when we look back on this day and this project, it will stand out as a moment when lives were transformed, dignity restored, and hope renewed. We are gathered here to hand over 1,080 completed homes. But the significance of this moment goes far beyond numbers. These keys do not just open doors or houses. These are keys that will unlock homes, unlock opportunities, safety, pride, equity, and intergenerational upliftment. When we began this journey, I spoke of the catalytic role housing plays in economic recovery and inclusion, especially in the post-pandemic world. Today, New Mukuru right here behind us, like many projects across the country, is living proof that by investing in housing, we stimulate local economies. Money is spent where homes are built, jobs are created, and lives are changed. The Mama Mboga feeding fundis at lunchtime, and the Chuakali artisans drafting doors and windows are all part of this vibrant ecosystem. Once complete, the new Mukuru housing project will deliver 13,248 homes. So far, it has injected Kenya shillings 11 billion directly into the construction and neighborhood development. For every shilling invested, an estimated additional 2 shillings and 50 cents is generated through supporting businesses, meaning nearly 28 billion has already been infused into the economy through this single project initiative. This housing ecosystem, ladies and gentlemen, is taking shape before our own eyes and has renewed interest in the broader affordable housing program, revealing the powerful economic linkages across the housing value chain. As we build homes, we also build industries. Each unit we build increases demand for cement, increases demand for steel, tiles, paint, and other materials, thereby invigorating manufacturing, expanding factory output, and generating orders for local suppliers. Our deliberate policy to give priority to Juakali artisans and micro, small, and medium enterprises has yielded visible impact. From welding to cabinetry, and from landscaping to finishing, ordinary Kenyans are earning, ordinary Kenyans are learning, and ordinary Kenyans are upscaling. Their work is crafting steel doors, window grills, cabinets, and paving blocks. It is done with Kenyan hands and is transforming not only this site, but also our economy and our country. Once the new homeowners move into these new homes, a ripple effect will follow. The economy of this area will flourish with corner shops, daycare schools, clinics, and digital startups. Young people will set up gyms, saloons, studios, and delivery services powered by 13,248 households. The economic heartbeat of this neighborhood will be unstoppable. Through housing, we are equally revolutionizing financial inclusion. Banks and SACCOs are now designing home loans and rent-to-own products for people that were once deemed uncreditworthy. The hustler is now bankable, and a culture of saving is taking root. The bottom of the pyramid is becoming the bedrock of Kenya's banking future. We are proud of the housing program's momentum, particularly through our collaboration with the private sector. Today, 154 contractors are working with us to deliver homes and to support infrastructure, providing and proving that public-private partnership can deliver both impact and efficiency. We have many masons, many artisans, many electricians, many plumbers, fundis, and watu wa mkono working on these sites. Their contribution is immeasurable. County governments equally remain indispensable. And I want to thank my brother, Johnson Sagaja, the county governor of Nairobi, from land identification to approvals and co-investment in infrastructure. County and national teams have worked together tirelessly and seamlessly. Mukuru is a shining example of what bold and coordinated government action, both at county and national level, can achieve. The Mukuru Meteorological Project is the largest. I say again, this project before us here is the single largest housing intervention in Kenya's history. In this project, we are writing new pages of history in the housing program of the Republic of Kenya. And I am so proud that it is happening in our time. Its scale, its integrated design, and its focus on transforming informal settlements make it a landmark in public housing delivery. Residents will not only access housing, but a full ecosystem of social infrastructure. This site alone includes 3.2 kilometers of roads, 14,321 square meters of parking, 9 kilometers of walkways, and 3.9 kilometers of sewer lines. It also has a fire station, a health center, daycare facilities, a strip mall, 32 transformer houses, waste rooms, pump rooms, and more. All these are underpinned by robust mechanical and electrical systems. Water infrastructure here is equally transformative. The project includes a 5 million liter underground tank, high-level storage tanks holding 210,000 liters, booster pumps, and a comprehensive fire water system, delivering services that both dignify and protect this project. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a vertical slum. There is a misguided tendency to equate density with deprivation. A slum is not defined by population size, but by the absence of services, safety, and dignity. Mukuru offers all three and much more. It is proof that low income does not mean low quality. Let me repeat again. It doesn't mean that low income is equated to low quality. We also recognize the homes alone are not enough. People must be able to earn, to trade, and to thrive. That is why we are building modern, structured markets alongside housing, economic hubs where farmers, traders, mama-mbogas can do business with dignity. We are currently developing 26 modern markets around Kenya and upgrading and new building 201 existing ones. These facilities include cold rooms, washrooms, ICT centers, and empowering small enterprises and youth-led business to grow across the breadth and width of our republic. To every Kenyan wondering if this program is for you, the answer is a resounding yes, it is for you. Whether you are a boda rider, nurse, teacher, mama mboga, or a software developer, there is a home here for you. One ID, one home policy ensures every Kenyan has a fair chance to own a home under this program. The Boma Yangu platform is our gateway to equitable home ownership. It is transparent, it is inclusive, and easy to use. Over 4,000 homes are ready, up for sale and purchase. Whether you earn less than 20,000 or over 150,000 or more or less, there is a pathway for you. I urge every Kenyan to register today at, listen to this, www.bomayangu.go.ke or dial *832#. Let us democratize home ownership and make this dream a reality for many and for all. To the people of Mukuru, this is your day. These homes are your new beginning. Keep them clean, keep them safe, and fill them with love, hope, and ambition. Let these homes be the foundation of generational progress. I wish to thank the contractors, architects, engineers, artisans, fundis, and all the hands, seen and unseen, who made today possible. I thank the State Department of Housing and Urban Development, the leadership of the ministry led by Alice Wahome CS, accompanied by Charles Hinga, Mwaura PS, and all the teams that work with them. Congratulations for a job very, very well done. I must also thank Kenyans from across the length and breadth of our republic, those who have supported us, those who have criticized us, those who have given their views on how this program should go forward and succeed. I want and I must congratulate and say a very big thank you. I must repeat, a very big thank you to millions of Kenyans who contribute their hard-earned resources to the housing fund and the housing levy. I salute them for their sacrifice. I salute them for their commitment. Your money is transforming Kenya. It is affording a house for citizens who today cannot afford. And we are going to make it possible for us, all of us, to be winners. Those who contribute must be winners. Those who benefit from this contribution must be winners. And everybody else in between must be a winner. I thank the people, the new homeowners, the future homeowners, and the workers who believe in this vision. It is now my singular honor and joy to hand over the first 1,080 completed housing homes at Mukuru and to reaffirm the government's unwavering commitment to delivering hundreds of thousands of more homes across Kenya. Mimi najua ya kwamba wale wamepata manyumba haya wa Kenya ambao wametoka katika vitongoji ambazo kwa muda mrefu zimeitwa vitongoji duni. Leo katika mji huu, estate hii ya Mukuru, furaha yetu ni kwamba Wakenya kutoka chini pale leo wanahamia katika makao haya mapya. Kwa wale wote waliopata nafasi ya kuwa wa kwanza kuingia katika makao haya, nasema pongezi kwenu. Wako wapi wale wangwana? Tuwaambie pongezi. Pongezi, 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 pongezi. Wapi funguo zenu nione? Funguo zenu nione. Wale wenye funguo nione kwa mkono. Funguo zenu. Mimi nawaambia pongezi. Wakati nilikuja hapa miaka 2 iliyopita, wengi walinikejeli. Wengi walitukejeli wakasema haiwezekani. Wengine wakasema eti ni uongo. Leo kwa mapenzi ya Mungu, manyumba ni haya. Wenyeji ni wale wananchi wa kutoka pale chini, kutoka Mukuru, mahali hakuna choo na maji na stima na barabara. Leo wako hapa katika manyumba haya, mahali kuna barabara, mahali kuna maji na stima, mahali kuna choo. Ni kweli si kweli? Na wauliza watu wa Mukuru, mtu akishahama kutoka Mukuru aingie hapa ghorofa ya 1, 2, 3 mpaka 11. Ameinuka hajainuka? Ametoka chini amepanda hajatoka chini? Ametoka bottom hajatoka bottom? Amesonga up hajasonga up? Akitoka pale Mukuru aje hapa, ni bottom up si bottom up? Ni bottom up si bottom up? Ati ni bottom? Ni bottom? Ati ni bottom? Ati ni bottom? Ni kweli si kweli jameni? Wakati tulisema bottom up, wengine walikuwa wanafikiri ni hekaya za Abunuwasi. Wengine wakafikiri ya kwamba ni hadithi. Leo it is a reality that we live when we said that we are going to lift ordinary citizens, people at the bottom of the pyramid, people living in our slums without sanitation, without proper lighting, without proper drainage, without proper roads, that one day they will live like the rest of Kenyans in decent homes with dignity. We meant it. When we said bottom up, it wasn't a slogan, it was a vision. And today, that vision comes to reality as we move citizens from Mukuru slum to Mukuru new estate, right here, before our own eyes, in the city of Nairobi. Ni kweli si kweli jameni? Mimi nawauliza watu wa hapa Kanairo, munasema tuendelee na hii kazi tusiendelee? Munasema tuendelee tusiendelee? Munasema kazi kwanza siasa? Tunasema kazi kwanza siasa baadaye, si ndio? Ati tunasema kazi kwanza siasa? Niwaulize nyinyi watu wa hapa Nairobi, watu wa hapa Mukuru, Wakenya wenzangu, munasema tuendelee na kazi ama munataka tuelekee kwa siasa? Munasema tuendelee na kazi? Munasema ni kazi bila break? Kuna kundi ingine ya pale ya siasa mfululizo. Nyinyi ni watu wa kazi bila break ama siasa mfululizo? Munasema ni kazi? Munasema ni kazi? Munasema ni kazi bila break? Mimi nawauliza watu wa Nairobi, ni kazi bila break ama ni siasa mfululizo? Ni kazi bila break ama ni siasa mfululizo? Ni kazi bila break ama ni siasa mfululizo? Wangapi wanasema ni kazi bila break? Jameni, tuendelee na kazi bila break. Tunaelewana jameni? Mimi nafurahi. Mimi ninafurahi kwamba kama taifa, as a nation, as a people, as a leadership, we have gathered the courage for the transformation of our nation to make the choices and make the decisions that will transform our country. When we said bottom-up transformation, we meant bottom-up transformation. We knew it was going to be difficult. We knew it was going to be easy. We knew it was not going to be easy, but we have made the choices and the results are there for everybody to see. This is going to be how we transform our nation, and I am very proud to be part of the leadership that is making the decisions that is seeing the transformation of our nation. I want to encourage us to believe in our country, to believe in ourselves, to believe in Kenya, because if we don't believe in this country, we will let down our nation, and our independence will be meaningless if we don't believe in our nation. Watu wa Nairobi tumekubaliana jameni? Munasema tuendelee pamoja. And I want to promise you, I will continue to lead from the front. I will continue to lead from the front as we transform this nation. And I will work with courageous leaders, people who believe in Kenya, people who believe in the transformation of Kenya, not mere politicians who believe in convenience, who believe in nothing, who believe in retrogressive politics. We don't share a vision with the tribalists. We don't share a vision with the haters. We don't share a vision with people who believe in the disunity of our nation. We share the vision with the people who believe in the unity of Kenya, who believe in a broad-based arrangement, a broad-based government that brings Kenyans together. And I must thank leaders from across the political divide, more particularly the Honorable Raila Odinga, for agreeing that this country requires the unity of nation, the coming together of citizens and leaders to work together for the transformation of Kenya. And I want to promise you that I will continue to lead from the front, and nothing, I say, nothing by the grace of God is going to stop us from achieving the transformation of Kenya. Mimi nasema Nairobi hoye! Mukuru hoye! New Mukuru Estate hoye! Unasema tuendelee tusiendelee? Unasema tuendelee tusiendelee? Wale wanasema tuendelee nione kwa mkono, wala wanasema tuendelee. Wacha nichukue nafasi hii. Niko na viongozi wenzangu hapa wa kutoka jiji la Nairobi na sehemu zingine. Niko kwanza na waziri wangu hapa anaitwa Alice Wahome, na PS wangu Bwana Charles Hinga. Hawa nimewasumbua sana na masimu, nimewasumbua sana na mambo ya instructions tofauti. Thank you, lady and gentlemen, for doing this for our great nation. History will judge you very fairly for providing leadership in this affordable housing program. Niko hapa pia na gavana wetu wa Nairobi, Governor Sakaja, ambaye ni muungwana, ameshiriki pamoja na mimi mambo yote ambayo yalihitajika kutoka kaunti ya Nairobi, alifanya kwa masaa na kwa majira. Ndugu yangu Johnson, wewe Sakaja, na kuheshimu. Mungu atakubarikia uweze kufaulu. Sote kwa pamoja tubadilishe Nairobi hii. Nairobi iwe ni city ambayo itaheshimika. Tuko na mipango mengine mengi ya Nairobi City. Mimi nataka niwashukuru wabunge wa city ya Nairobi kwa sababu ya msimamo wao, kwa sababu ya kufanya kazi pamoja na kuamini kwa umoja wa taifa letu la Kenya. Nataka nimshukuru George Aladwa wa kutoka pale Makadara. Pongezi my brother George kwa sababu ya msimamo wako na kukubali kufanya kazi pamoja na mimi ili tuweze kubadilisha Nairobi. Nataka nimshukuru KJ kutoka kule Dagoretti South kwa sababu ya msimamo wake na kuamini katika umoja wa taifa letu la Kenya. Nimshukuru rafiki yangu Anthony Oluoch wa kutoka kule Mathare. This great man, a leader who believes in the unity of our nation. My brother, I want to thank you very much. Nataka nimshukuru dada yangu, mama wa county, Mama Esther Passaris, kwa kusimama imara na kutetea haki ya wanyonge na kutembea pamoja katika safari hii. Nimshukuru ndugu yangu Bwana Mwenje kutoka kule Embakasi West, a great leader who is here. Pongezi mheshimiwa, tunafanya kazi pamoja and we are transforming Embakasi West as we transform Nairobi. Nataka nimshukuru ndugu yangu mheshimiwa, ndugu yangu mbunge wa Kibra, Mwalimu Orero. Huyu muungwana tunashirikiana na yeye, tunafanya kazi pamoja, anaamini katika umoja wa taifa letu na katika
ko noto ko President William Ruto netesetai kondochini igorta noto nebo kokoitoetab korik cheite 1,100 ak 88 chekokowonge eng kebeberta nebo Mukuru koityi biik chetai chekokwal korichoto. Ole kong'ololi eng yo komwoe President Ruto kole kokosulda komie tetutiet noto nebo teksetab korik chebo affordable housing ako noto kobendi konyoru keljin biikab emoni kobun korichoto tesetai koteche serikali eng komoswek cheterter chebo emet. Ole eng kebeberta nebo Mukuru nenaat mising ko meng'otoshekab ing'weny ako eng nguno kokowalak amu eng teksetab korichoto bo affordable housing ko tetat kiwong korik alak cheite 13,000 eng kebeberata asikoik keljin eng biik chechang chemoche korichoto bo affordable housing ak keisto koimutiet noto nebo rorunetab korik eng kebeberta noto nebo Mukuru. Ole korichoto kakikoito eng rani ko chetai cheite 1,188 chekikochin biik chetai chekokwal korichoto. Ko yekitestai kekere logoiwek chetinyegei ak tetutiet noto nebo devolution, ole moche governors chebo emoni koyai tuyet ak President William Ruto eng chokchinet asikocheng walutiet kotinygei koimutik chetesetai koityini serikalishekab county kosub ak nebo ng'echeret eng Council of Governors na ine kora ko governor nebo Wajir Ahmed Abdullahi komakat kobit walutiet nebo koimutyonoto eng chokchinet asimatestai koib terchinet eng kwenutab serikalishekab county ak serikalit neo. Alak eng tuguk chemoche COG kechengchi walutiet koboto siretab konyoik choto chebo UHC chemoche minister nebo konyoiset Adan Duale kosir serikalishekab county kobate mwoe governors kole mamite rabinik chebo siretab konyoik choto. Kong'ololi Abdullahi eng tuyet noto nebo Council of Governors nekoyum governors tugul 47 ole kong'alale tuguk cheterter chetinyegei ak devolution ole moche ichek kityokchi counties chepkondok cheite billion 76 chebo arawek somok chetomo kikoch counties.
The UG staff since 2020 have been on a job group that is very discriminative compared to their colleagues. They almost earn, I think, a third of the salary that the rest of the colleagues earn. That contract is coming to an end next year. We don't see the urgency that is there for the ministry to transfer a contract that is coming to an end in a year's time, when it has been on for the last 6 years, at the same discriminative job group that the UG staff are out there about. And therefore our position is, let the ministry keep the payroll as long as they don't provide the prerequisite resources in the equitable share to be able to pay for this staff onward. It is a position that we have taken before at the summit. We have taken it again in our meetings, and our position is that we will accept that payroll when they are in the proper job group and the resources that are required to pay them their salaries going forward is availed in the equitable share.
Haphazard contracts were awarded. People are posted to counties. The counties are expected to supervise them, yet they are not in control of the payroll. When they are not on ground and we want to take disciplinary action, we can't because we are not the ones who release their salaries. We write letters to MOH. MOH will tell us, and it should be directed to Public Service Commission. And what we're actually seeing here is the CS is trying to transfer his problem to us. Because if the UHCs that are at work are not funded in perpetuity, the moment their contract ends, they'll start demanding that counties absorb them. And all we're saying is, where is the money to absorb them? So we will only do that if there is sufficient increase in the equitable share to employ them at the same rate that their colleagues in the counties are being offered. And as for the existing contract, if MOH has continued to have them in their payroll for the last 5 years, we don't see the urgency of transferring them to us.
The 3.5 billion that the ministry wants to transfer to counties in payroll is basically what is paying the current salary of the UHC, which I already said is about a third of what they are entitled to. And therefore, should they be willing in very good heart to transfer that? Just to borrow the words of my colleague who spoke earlier today, what they're doing to us is tantamount to giving the knife while holding the handle and giving the sharp side, while the knife is supposed to help us cut the meat. We are not going to accept it because that is a third of the money that is required to sustain those staff.
As of today, county governments are owed Kenya shillings 74.98 billion in delayed disbursements as follows. Kenya shillings 7.19 billion for the month.
Tesetai ko kakosom MP nebo Chesumei Paul Biego kandoindet nebo chamaitab DCP ne ine kora ko ki rubeiwotab President Rigathi Gachagua koistoegei ng'alalutik che imuchi koib suryet eng kwenutab biikab emoni nekatano kwamda kalyet koboto chomyet ak kibagenge. Kamwa Biego kole nitok ko kasarta nenyolu eng kandoik koibchi komonut kalyet ak koyai bolotet nemaibu terchinoshek eng emoni.
Mheshimiwa, wakati ambapo ulipata fahamu kumbe.
We are not going to get tired to actually call upon Rigathi Gachagua that he is out of order. Akisema kuwa yeye anasikiza ground. Paka anashika masikio anasema anasikiza ground. Who does he think asikizi ground? We are right now on the ground. Sisi ni jeshi ya president. Sisi ni jeshi wa William Samoei Ruto. Na sisi tunasikiza ground. President mwenyewe anasikiza ground. Juzi alikuwa Narok. Juzi pia alikuwa Migori. He is moving around the country listening to what the ground is saying. So when you say that you listen to the ground, there is no monopoly of listening to the ground. And we are calling upon the security agencies. We are calling upon the Interior Cabinet Secretary. We are calling upon the DCI and all the bodies who are responsible for security. There is nobody who is above the law. If somebody comes and says that there is going to be more violence, there is not going to be an election, Mara, they are saying they are going to rig. You cannot start issues to do with 2027 violence to litoka a very bad period. We witnessed the deaths in 2007, and we are not going to agree our country to go back to 2007. Sisi tunaishi na amani.
Hatukufurahia hiyo maneno yake. Sababu maneno ya kwanza kusema ile 2027 ilikuwa mkarango. Sasa kama IBC itakuwa mzuri, sasa yeye anataka kabisa itakuwa sasa ni maneno mengine tofauti. Sisi tunakaa hapa kwa amani. Wale mwenye hakuona siku 2007 asijaribu kuona ikuje tena mbele yake.
All counties in Kenya, kindly, the money which you are being given, let us not misappropriate. We have seen the report from the Auditor General. Many counties are misappropriating funds. Kindly, we don't want those kind of malpractices, and we are calling upon the county chiefs to ensure that at least the Kenyan taxpayers' money is utilized well. If somebody is deported back to the country on genuine reasons, then there is no problem. We need to understand why she was deported, but it is obvious that you should not interfere with an independent country's affairs. So I call upon Martha Karua that you need to understand that the constitution in different countries are different.
Ketesetai ko kakokoito kurset biik chekimitei boriet noton nebo Mau Mau koityi serikalitab emoni kotech oret neo eng kaunti age tugul, ko oret agenge nebo kibwat ak kiborchi kondit bichoto kiborchigei katiaknatetab emoni kobun kiplelachek kondochin nebo ng'echeret eng kibagengeitab Mau Mau Original Trust. Daniel Kamau komwa bichotok kole magat konai ibinwek chebwonei historia nebo emoni ak kounotok konyolu ketech ortinwek choto asikibwate Mau Mau.
Wana Mau Mau, hakuna mtu katika Kenya ambao wazazi wetu walichangia kupigania uhuru wa nchi hii. Kama vile kuko na barabara za Mau Mau katika Central Region, hata kila county ama kila region inastahili kuwa na barabara za Mau Mau, ili nasi ama watu wengine wawe wanajua kwamba si Central peke yake waliopigania uhuru wa nchi hii. Ikiwa Central Region ndio barabara za Mau Mau ziko, na Central Region ndio kumejengwa museum kama ya Kimathi imejengwa kule Nyeri, lakini kaunti zingine ama region zingine hakuna kitu kama hiyo kinafahamika. Hatutaki kutupa historia ya wazazi wetu vile walivyofanya nyakati zile, isipokuwa ni wa Mau Mau wale ambao walishikana na kupigania uhuru. Ile uhuru tulio naye siku ya leo hagungekuwa na uhuru huo. Kwa hivyo tumeomba serikali ya kwamba vile walivyofanya katika Central Region na kutabua kwa barabara na kutabua kwa museum, hata kaunti hizi zingine wafanye vile vile, ili tusitupe historia ya wana wetu katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. Jambo ambalo ni la kutamanisha ni hili: katika compensation ambao tumekuwa tukisubiri, tumekuwa na serikali yetu na kutuunga mkono kutoka serikali za kwanza mpaka serikali hii. Kwa hivyo tumeomba kwamba wana Kenya wote mahali popote walipo wawache kudanganywa na matopeli ya toa hawako na ukweli. Kuna ofisi za serikali kila mahali, kuna area chief, kuna ndio, kuna DC, kuna county commissioner, kuna DCI. Ikiwa unataka kujua viongozi ama chama ile ambao iko na ukweli, uweze kujifikisha katika ofisi yao ili wakuelekeze kwa ile organization ambao inaongea maneno ya ukweli, lakini si kukusanya watu mahali unawandanganya chama ni hii, unawandanganya watoe hii, unawandanganya wafanye hivi, na ni makosa na kinyume ya sheria. Kwa hivyo nimeomba wananchi wote wa Kenya waweze kuungana na ukweli na uhaki kutoka serikali yetu, na sisi pia viongozi ama chama ya Mau Mau Original Trust, na iko kila mahali na tunaongea maneno ya haki na ukweli na ukamilifu. Kwa hivyo ningeomba serikali yetu ya kwamba tuandamane vile tunaandamana, tukuwa kitu kimoja, na tuweze kuzingira wananchi wetu wasije wakaanguka mikononi mwa matopeli ili huu muda. Kwa sababu gani? Kwa sababu wasiposikiliza ama wasipokuwa tuwe kitu kimoja, shida itakuwa hii ya kwamba huu muda wa kupata compensation tunaweza kaa mpaka zaidi ya miaka 400 ikiwa tunasubiri tu kwa sababu ya kutokuwa kitu kimoja. Kwa hivyo nimeomba ili hili jambo tuweze kupata kile tunasosubiri kutoka mikononi mwa Uingereza. Juzi ambassador wa Britain alikubaliana nasi ya kwamba walifanya makosa siku ile na wako apologize na wakasema watalipa wa Kenya na watalipa mzuri. Na kila mwana Kenya tukihesabu zile pesa tunapatiwa 395 trillion pound, tukifanya hesabu kila mwana Kenya atapokea zaidi ya milioni 70 kwa kila mtu, na hiyo imekubalika mpaka kwa serikali yetu.
Eng logoiwek alak ko kagomongei nekirubeiwotab president Rigathi Gachagua akomwa kole mitei ole ng'oi sobenyi kosubkei ak Gachagua komito biik chetesetai kosubi inendet koboto tuyoshekchik chekikotestai kong'em biik chekiplelutinik ole korirtai serikali kotinygei ak netomo koibchi kakwautik chekimen biik chekikotestai kong'em tuyoshekchik kosubkei ak Gachagua komanyolu eng serikali kotestai koim inendet kobate kokochi inendet pa kasarta noton nebo koyai tuyoshekchik chebo bolotet ama eng chutyinet age tugul.
At about 2:30 p.m., we received further intelligence from the deployed patriotic officers who are not in agreement with the information that they had clear instructions to plant arms and weapons in our convoy to provide evidence to arrest us and get evidence that they could charge us with in court. After about 30 minutes, the killer squad was joined by their counterparts who are highly trained in the use of biological weapons. Their instructions were to poison me through inhaled chemicals that would paralyze my brain within 3 months. This was the intent and the purpose of the whole operation. My team and I sought alternative routes as guided by the deployed security personnel, majority of whom are our supporters and opposed to what is going on. We have credible information that President Ruto has directed that my private security personnel be disarmed and be targeted for withdrawal of their licenses so that they can leave me vulnerable to allow room for goons to attack and possibly eliminate me. I have not been summoned by anybody, and I'm waiting if there is any summon. What happened is that they wanted to plant weapons in my convoy, and they wanted to use chemicals so that they can paralyze our brain the way they did to Kenneth Matiba. And that is why we had to take an escape, an alternative route to get here. I would have wished they came here instead of wailing us on the road and using those dreaded criminals who are responsible for abductions and extrajudicial killings. And that squad works under the Director General of the National Intelligence Service. It's 101 officers who are recruited from the administration police, and they have been given special training by the National Intelligence Service, and they are responsible for the abductions and extrajudicial killings. And that is the squad that had been planned yesterday and mobilized so that they can incapacitate me and my people. About my statement on post-election violence, this was a precautionary statement and not incitement. It is based on historical facts and past electoral experiences of 1992, 1997, and 2007 controversial elections that we must have a free and fair election in 2027. It is my civic duty as a leader to remind IEBC, all agencies and institutions charged with election management that they must deliver free, fair, verifiable, and credible election. I have heard the CS Interior and other pretenders to the throne claim that they will not allow political violence. I urge them to walk the talk. Since November 2024, political violence of great magnitude has been meted on me, my family, and my supporters. Not a single case has been prosecuted.
Kakokoito kurset ng'ololindetab serikali Isaac Mwaura koityi biikab emoni kosich kayanet eng boisionik cheyoe serikalitab Kenya Kwanza eng mwaet kole chang boisionik chekoyai serikali chekikotoret eng kanabtaetab bandab tai. Kong'ololjin sirikab logoiwek eng Nairobi komwa Mwaura kole kikomuch serikali kotoret mung'aroshek chemengechen, ole kikotaban serikali chepkondok chekiboisien eng kokimitetab mung'aroshek choto mengech asikotoret eng kanabtaetab uchumi ak bandab tai. Eng kasarata kokoitechi Mwaura kandoik cheibei biikab emet kole kipchini kakwautik chekimen chebo kerkong'et.
The pronouncements by certain political leaders concerning the 2027 general elections. It is totally unacceptable for any leader to imagine that they can incite Kenyans into violence just because they would want to accrue political mileage and to threaten the peace. If we all remember, in 2007, there was that whole issue of so many Kenyans dying, and they will never come back to life. And there was displacement of 600,000 Kenyans. So for anyone to threaten that, I think that is totally unacceptable, and the government strongly condemns such utterances, and we will stop at nothing to ensure the safety of Kenyans and peace and tranquility within our borders. We are seeing people who are outrightly lying in order to gain popularity. How on earth can anyone say that President Ruto has taken 3 to 4 trillion shillings the last 2 years? I mean, it's totally hogwash. Even I myself, as a government spokesman, having served in the Budget and Appropriations Committee of the National Assembly and Vice Chairman of the Budget Committee of the Senate, our budget for the whole year is 4 trillion shillings. I mean, then how do you make it that as an individual can have that kind of money? It's totally unacceptable. I think some of these things are outlandish and they had to be called out because they are meant to incite Kenyans against the government and its programs, because people are now seeing that the government, having taken painful decisions initially, now they are starting to yield. Tomorrow, we shall have the affordable housing, the first time that we'll have keys that will be handed over by none other than His Excellency the President at Mukuru. It's now no longer Mukuru slums, it's Mukuru Estate, you know? And you can see the people of Riara Village are very happy. 13,248 units are up, and 1,080 people will receive their keys already. Over 970 of those units have been verified and the ownership. So, and there are great Kenyans there who are celebrating. So Kenyans are invited at 8 a.m. people to be seated so that the president can actually hand out the keys as we promised. We are also seeing people who are resisting change and fighting back. The head of public service is the #1 public servant in this country. And he has the seal of the president. He is the one who executes that which the president wants to be done. He helps to run the government on a daily basis. And so therefore, people who are resisting change in state corporations, in ministries, departments, and agencies are not amused, because for the first time, we are seeing a head of public service who is resolute, who is determined to weed out corruption, and there are those who are resisting change when it comes to issues to do with e-procurement.
Ngebagoi county noton nebo Nakuru ole kakobor kaimetabkei boisiek chebo Kalenjin Miot Council of Elders eng county nebo Nakuru konerekchine kibengeit noton nebo kochomietab biik nebo National Cohesion and Integration Commission NCIC eng kit nekamwa kole kokotemene boisienywa missing ko koipchi kakwautik chekimen kandoik chetesetai kokonu ng'alalet noton nebo sosisiet ak kabeisiet kondochin nebo ng'echeret eng kokwonoto bo Miot mornetab Nakuru Kangugu Yatich kosom boisiechoto kibengeit nebo NCIC kosuldae boisienyi ama eng kaiwesiet age tugul akoipchi kakwautik chekimen kandoik chemoche koib toiyet eng emet. Kongenyoru report notok kobun sirindenyo eng taonit noto nebo Nakuru Sylvester Rono.
Gondochin nebo ng'echeret en Miot Council of Elders county nebo Nakuru Kangugu Yatich ko kanerekyi boisiechoton ng'alalet kobun alak en kandoik chebo bolotet chekamwa kole kakotestai koleta suriet ak karirtaen kibagengeit nebo National Cohesion and Integration Commission chekamwa kole mamiten kakwautiet nekakoipchi kandoik choton kakotestai koleta ng'alalet nemaiyanat.
NCIC ikiongozwa na rafiki yangu huyu naitwa Bishop Reverend Kobia. Kobia, you are failing the country. It is time to wake up. Kimeche institutions, independent institutions, chigerge NCIC kukwa kabisa kifua mbele akoboisien ng'atutik chebo Kenya. Ako ye mwachi ng'olyon netue biik hapana keti mpaka mimi na au wazee au viongozi wengine au even president aseme ati kwa nini hapana shika huyo, hapana.
Kanerikyi mising ichek ng'alalet kobun nekorubeiwotab president Rigathi Gachagua en ng'alalet nekokon kotinygei ak chemarget nebo kokaibata lewenisiet.
It is not even thinkable hata kufikiria peke yake kusema ati Kenya haitakuweko kama what kind of leader is that? So tumekasirika sana kama wazee na kuona viongozi wakiongea ya kumeche kitikemwochin kule ne kandoik chicho mata ameten chichu kubelgei mwenyewe kicham kumwa mzee hayati mzee Daniel Toroitich arap Moi kukile kibistoi chito achikarange na mafuta yake.
Kamiten kakukuyatich ak neki kansela John Kibrono Kipkwei nekachupto ng'alaletab Gachagua ak kosom biikab emet korib kalyet.
Biikab Kolenjin asome biikab Kolenjin okonun amani en Rift Valley. Amu makengi chi newendi koketegei. Amu makengi chi newendi kobeku inegei. Chekomwa kokomwa inegei na itaisha peke yake. Ongecheng oret nekitebisoti ak biik alak ak keyai biashara ak ketech emoni. Biik chemi Rift Valley yu tugul koma Gachagua. Chemi Rift Valley kokoek kesom akichek chekose kutit kotebi ak amani akorib emet ak kekosyine ketebi tugul asikebe tai.
Kong'eten county nebo Nakuru, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass. Kainenyun ko Sylvester Rono.
Kong'ete county noton nebo Nakuru kebendi agoi taonitab Eldoret eng Uasin Gishu County ole kakomong'e kibagengeitab konetik chebo sukulishekab barak noton nebo UASU ak KUSU akokoito kurset koityi sukulitab barak nebo Moi University kowekyi boisiet kiboitinik 900 chekomoche sukulinotok koisto eng oret noton nebo redundancy. Kong'alalsot eng taonitab Eldoret kasarta nekayai tuyet ak konetik chebo sukulitab Moi University anan lecturers komwa Charles Mukwaya nebo KUSU ak Dr. Constantine Wasonga nebo UASU kole nyolu eng ministry nebo somanet koyai boisienyi eng oret netitaat akoker kole tindoi sukulishekab barak cheboto Moi University chepkondok cheboisien eng kakwerietab boisionik chebo kotugul eng sukulinotok. Kiba kapkirwok kiboitinik choto 900 komoche kitonon tetutik chebo keisto icheket eng boisiet ole koit kotonon tetutionotok kapkirwok eng kasar. Kongekas akobo ng'alaletab Wasonga ak Charles Mukwaya chekang'alalsot eng kasarta nenwach nekakosirto eng taonit noton nebo Eldoret.
Person of WASU has put it, indeed we are here because of what Moi University Management and Council have chosen to do. First and foremost, we must realize that the University Council and the University Management Board are creatures of the law. And therefore, whatever decisions that they make, they must be anchored in law. As far as we are concerned, these two institutions deliberately chose to declare staff redundancies without following the procedures as laid out in the law. We as unions, we are key stakeholders in these institutions, and anything affecting workers during their working life at the university, we are called to be actively participating in those decision making. Matters of declaring staff redundancies are emotive. And therefore, when a member of staff is sent home on the basis of redundancy, then that employer, it behoves upon him to engage the unions representing these workers, so that whatever tool that is arrived at that is going to select who is going to go home or who is going to remain must be developed jointly and transparently. As we sit here, Moi University, how it arrived at the members of staff to go home, how they came up with that particular tool, we do not know. Our efforts to engage in consultation as demanded by the law were rebuffed by this institution. And therefore, we were not able to share our views together with the employers' views so that we arrive at what is minimum effects of redundancy. And because the employer chose to do it the way he did it, these members of staff are outside here languishing, jobless. Their dependents are feeling it. And the employer is happy because he's still going to the bank and getting his salary. We are aware that as we sit here, among the 800 plus members of staff that he has declared redundant, some of them are long retired. Many of them have passed on. But the university was doing this because in its thinking that the payroll was blotted. If the payroll is blotted by people or workers who long retired or long dead, you cannot then descend on the helpless, innocent workers. You must allow stakeholders to sit and interrogate your documents, your payroll summaries, to establish exactly how many members of staff do you have. How many have since left in the last 5 years, for example? And how many of those who are still in service are actually willing to even go on early retirement? There are many options that we envisage to sit with the employer and be able to come up with, so that then we come around the issues that the employer is facing. He chose to rebuff us. He chose to send our members home. He chose to send Kenyans out there suffering. And more so the students. The numbers of students in our universities are actually set to increase. The CBC is here. Those children who are in the CBC are now in grade 9, coming to grade 10. Soon, they're where? They're coming to the universities. Does it mean then Moi University is preparing the grounds for it to send these innocent workers away and then employ their cronies, their relatives, afresh as new members of staff? In any case, if Moi University did not have money, as it's telling the public, why do they choose to open a university in Baringo? If you indeed say you don't have money, why would you then go on to open yet another university? It means that you are not believable in the reasons that you're giving to justify the action that you've taken. And so, we call upon Moi University that if you choose not to follow the law, then the law is soon going to catch up with you. That is the message that we need to tell the university. For our members who are out here, we want to encourage you. Don't lose hope. This battle is just but beginning. We are going to engage the employer who has chosen to go on procedural to ensure that justice is served. So be calm, be patient. Let us allow the legal tools in this country to handle this matter, because the employer has chosen to be rogue. And even receiving court orders, an employer in this day and age, he can still go on to continue giving staff redundancy letters as we sit here. That is impunity of the highest order, and we don't condone and will not allow it. the Vice Chancellor, the Chairperson of Council, and the entire team of management. Be warned, we are on your case. We will not allow you to go with it. Our members will not go out scot-free. You must be called to order. You cannot mistreat Kenyans in the manner in which you are mistreating them. We must be able to audit all the documents of Moi University. All those people who left the university services, we must know. Not to cheat the public and tell everybody that Moi University has bloated workforce. It doesn't have. The workforce is very small compared to the number of students that are and envisaged to come into the university. We will not allow this. Moi University, be warned. Be warned. This is not going to be easy as you think. It will not be as business as usual. Thank you.
Much. I want to pass a message to the Ministry of Education. Can you stop this nonsense happening at Moi University? Stop the nonsense. When we engaged the ministry in November, the CS told us that academic staff would not be affected in the layoff. Nowhere in the world, even primitive societies, we've never had academic staff being declared redundant. And when you declare an office redundant, it means that office does not exist. We have professors, we have senior lecturers, we have lecturers, we have assistant lecturers being declared redundant, while others are remaining. Students are still there. Then what are you doing? It means you don't know the meaning of redundancy. If you don't know, consult us so that we tell you what redundancy means. I've also realized that Moi University and their consultant does not know the meaning of consultation as contemplated in Section 40 of the Employment Act. Consultation is not pretextual. Consultation is not supposed to be cosmetic. Section 40 contemplates that parties must consult and they come up with alternative, if possible, to redundancy. We have not consulted. We have not given you alternatives. But you are predetermined. I want to give you an example, and this is the reason why I'm telling the ministry to stop this nonsense. Department of Education Management and Policy Studies has programs. For example, education management, we have economics of education, we have planning of education, and this consultant goes to Department of Education Studies and chops away the entire staff that are supposed to teach economics and planning of education. And he leaves the majority who are specialized in education management. Economics and planning of education is a common course. It is mandatory. Each and every student taking education must be taught economics and planning of education. And not everybody in that department are specialized in economics and planning of education. So who is going to teach that course? Moi University offers German as a course. The only individual teaching German has been declared redundant. The students are still in place. We go to French. Close to 3 schools are taught. Now you have left 2 people. Who will teach the rest of the students? Who will teach the rest of the students? I want to say,
you are going to comply with the ratios. And our members are not going to take more courses because you've declared others redundant. We are not going to allow you. You must stick to the courses. It is 3 units per semester. 3 units per semester. Nobody is going to take more. I want to tell Moi University, acting Vice Chancellor, Moi University does not have 50 staff like what you have where you came from. This is a big university.